And we're back. No. No, it's funny. We were just talking about you doing stand-up.
Sure,
wherever. Yeah, sometimes. Mm-hmm. But what were you saying before I clapped?
Well, that I do it everywhere. Anywhere with a mic and a stage because I'm an egomaniac. Is that what we were talking about?
Was that the joke?
There was no. I don't actually do jokes.
Okay.
I'm a performance artist.
It's all interpretive dancing, what he does.
Shows.
Yeah, I like that. Hi, welcome to Blank Canvas.
Blank Canvas, baby.
Yeah, I'm Mo.
I'm Mike.
And we have a special guest. Today, actually, I invited a friend of mine that, God, Chip, how long have we been friends now? Over a decade, it feels like.
I mean, it feels that
We're going to
long.
say we have been friends for an eternal amount of time.
Exactly. Our spirits have known each other
before
since
the Obama years.
At least before the Obama years.
Oh,
that's a long time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
For sure. Bush years, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird how you always do this.
Everything
is in a presidential term.
There you go.
That's how I correlate things in my
Jesus
mind.
Christ.
The
Jesus
Bush
Christ.
years were different. Lil Wayne hit a little harder during the second term than the first term.
Ooh.
You know?
He's still questionable on the show. We're debating on it.
So I'm a week-to-week contract guy.
He really is.
Nice, yes.
But Chip, he's an artist of both canvas and skin. Chip, what would you say? You're co-founder of Colossus Tattoo?
Yes, I'd say that's exactly the way I'd put it.
Yeah.
Yes. Co-founder, co-owner, but a lot of people in the works there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of I don't want to say a lot of cooks in the kitchen because there's just a select amount.
That's true. Not too many cooks, mostly tattooers.
Yes,
but I am gonna say that there's quite a few people that help make it work.
Yeah,
so
for
I can't
sure.
take all the credit by any means.
Now I had met Chip when we were working at Colossus at Club Tattoo.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't a tattoo artist or anything. I just took people's money and said, "Okay, thanks, bye."
Okay.
Oh dang, what was that?
Sorry.
Chip, come on.
Yeah.
Getting wild over
We get him
here.
just one time. This is how he treats us on this podcast.
So nervous.
I know. Well,
not really.
We were also talking about this is your second podcast that you've ever been on.
Yes.
Where the first one was
an elegant weapon that, honestly, I'm not even sure what it's all about. But weed and comics, I think.
Kind of,
because we
yeah.
made a weed comic. So I assume that's why we were connected with him. He was a very cool guy. I don't really know the ins and outs of that show at all.
Do you listen to podcasts at all?
I do. I listen to a couple of them, but not a lot. But I've been getting into them. But the whole the dollop is a really fun one that's been cracking me up a lot lately. Last podcast on the left, they're great.
Last podcast on the left.
Things
Why
you
did I
should
know
know. They talk a lot about serial killers and weird shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That's a popular one.
It's cool to swear.
It's
right?
nice for long drives.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, all this
Yeah.
shit's like 2 hours or so. But yeah, fun, funny, weird tales.
And it is cool to swear.
Okay, cool. Thank
Say
you.
whatever the fuck you want.
All right, I couldn't
nervous.
help myself.
God damn it.
Yeah, only if my mom was here. If my mom was here, I would not swear at all. But since she's not, I can't hold it back.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now, I find Chip fascinating because he's one of my favorite artists. He's probably one of the best cartoon drawers, I would say. Cartoony.
Yeah, I did some surface level research. So I wasn't aware of Chip. The last time I did some research on a guest, I found within the first couple posts a picture of his penis erect. So this was a different investigation. I appreciate you being a little different than that.
Yeah.
Beautiful penis though, also, and the connection would be that he had a tattoo on it. But I saw
here's a
your
connection
stuff,
here.
too. Huh.
He draws a lot of dicks on people.
Do you?
I do.
That's a thing? Because I noticed the cartoon stuff, and I really like that. Is that also you do human anatomy on humans?
You know what? No, it's more usually cartoon dicks. I'll slip one in there if I can, But no. Most of the time, they'll crack me up, so I'll draw as many dicks as I'm allowed to. That's for sure.
I like that. Extra veiny boys.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
got to get down on the vein.
Give them a little personality.
Very important,
It's so weird. I never
Throbbing.
found dicks as funny until Chip started drawing them for me. And I was like, wow, that has a really funny happy face on it. Like, yeah. So now I'm just all about dick tattoos.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Every artist's dream. You're living every artist's dream. I think.
Well, thank you. I mean, I see so many of them tattooed out there. I wish I could do more. I don't know why more people don't come to me specifically for dick tattoos. I have to convince them. But I can't help myself.
Where's the most apparent place on a human body that you've put a dick tattoo?
That's
like on an
Extremely
arm or anything? Yeah, like a visible.
I've definitely not a chest
Squirting up?
Yeah, I've done quite a few
On
of them.
an eyeball, like a
you know,
like a dead homie.
yeah, exactly. Classic
A coming
teardrop,
penis.
cum drop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, I think I've done a lot. I will say, if you're an asshole and I don't really like you might have one slipped into a tattoo there.
Ooh, that's fun.
But
Have you done that though?
I mean,
he's
not saying. I
I'm
think
gonna
he's saying.
have
You
to.
have a friend that's done that.
Oh yes, and I will not deny that there's a few people out there, I'm sure, that have one that don't know. But
That's fun.
most people I tattoo them on are very aware, and they're cool folks that are cool, but
That's
with
funny.
it. But hey, sometimes you're asking for it, you know.
Oh yeah.
I like the
Definitely.
comic stuff that you were doing though too. I don't think I'd seen. I'm sure there's a bunch of tattoo artists that maybe do stuff comparable to that, but very impressive stuff. I really was like, just the clarity of it and some of your stuff. Was that something that you like drawing comics? I guess outside of that, or is that something that what was the passion or the influence behind that? Because I felt like there was kind of. That was a theme through a lot of your stuff. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, anything that I can do that's like animated and fun looking is always way more fun to tattoo. I mean, I'll do whatever, but
Right.
yeah, something I've always enjoyed is just like something that's creative, simple, bold. I've always been inspired by comic books and cartoons, especially like old classic cartoons. Like Warner Brothers stuff, Looney Tunes, all that kind of thing.
Yep.
So yeah, anytime I can tattoo that stuff, and that's often what I put out there, like Instagram and all that kind
Sure.
of thing, to get people to come in that want that. I'll tattoo anything you want, and sometimes I'll put up different styles. But yeah, I like to hone that because it's just fun to do. I want to have fun when I'm tattooing every day, and
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate a lot of people want that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first thing you've ever drawn? I know it's such a weird question because I was thinking the first thing that I've ever drawn. And I remember copying it from I think it was in the back of a magazine. Do you remember when they would have those little bears in the back? They're like, draw this and send us in for $1,000.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Or you get a
Okay.
scholarship or something
Yeah.
if you do the pirate parrot.
Exactly.
Right? Had
Yeah.
an
So
eye
I
patch
remember
and shit.
drawing one, and I thought it was badass. I never sent it in.
You didn't even
You
get to
what?
college.
I didn't even go to college,
And
and
that was
that's
why.
why I got my GED.
Nah, I think you lucked out because you probably would have gone down a real different path.
Oh,
You
God.
wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be knowing you
My
right
next
now.
stop is
Probably.
heroin, personally,
Yeah,
but,
probably. I mean, really.
Chip doesn't know people college educated.
No, I don't. I tattoo. Okay, keep it on that level. But yeah, that's a really funny question. What I've drawn, my mom's always told me I've drawn ever since I could hold a pencil.
Really?
So yeah, always scribbling on everything. But I do remember specifically drawing these weird little profile punk rock guy heads. That's something I remember drawing over and over. I don't even know what they were. I could probably draw one right now, but they always had spiked mohawks with a dangly cross earring, and they were always perfectly sideways and always on a skateboard. And that is
So
something.
you were the artist for MXPX.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I didn't know that that was you. That was you the whole
those
time.
Sons of bitches, I think they owe me.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah,
They're
pretty
even a
much.
Christian band.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I grew up. I think those were the first things I remember specifically that I did repetitiously. But otherwise, a first image, it's so hard to say.
Right?
Scribbles, I'm sure. Bunches of scribbles.
Is there stuff that you're maybe your parents or family held on to that you've seen now that actually just kind of oh, that's pretty impressive from your youth?
Yeah, definitely. Seeing stuff from probably third and fourth grade. I know
Okay.
they have just a stack of stuff in the basement, and it's. Yeah, I mean, you can see the stuff probably that I did then I'm still strangely into, just
Really?
stupid cartoons and weird imagery. But yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff too that your parents hold on to, I'd say is pretty terrible, but it's kind of fun to
my shit's
look
horrible.
through and be oh yeah, no, okay, so
Yeah.
I have been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
That's the only thing probably
Here's
good
the
about
thing,
it.
though, is I went back and looked at all of my kindergarten drawings. Let me tell
you
you,
did?
my
Nice.
dinosaurs did not get any better. They still look the same.
Yeah.
You know what?
They're only one side of teeth, nothing going on the other side.
Yeah, right.
My brontosaurus was a mess.
There's a strange niche for that right now in tattooing. Maybe you
Really?
need to just whip that shit right back out now, and you can be the next IG star out
Gee,
there.
you're right.
Bad shit?
Oh, dude, it's
Is it really?
Yeah, it's strange what's cool now. It's they want the thing to look bad, and hand poked a lot of stuff is really popular now. Oh yeah, that's like the cool kids are getting that right now, which kind of blows my mind a little bit.
Okay,
bizarre.
so I have to pull up Snake Pit, which is a very fun and interesting IG account. It's basically where you go to find the worst tattoos ever.
Strangely, some are very well done, but all very pervy. That's what I love about them.
Very pervy.
Okay.
If they're not
for
horrible.
instance, I think you would enjoy this one.
What is that?
Oh.
Oh my
Exactly.
God. That's a whole,
Yeah, see what I
most
mean?
stuff you
That's
have
a
to look
spread
at for a
ego right
minute.
there.
It's like-
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
really-
woman's body.
It is.
On a belly.
On a belly.
big,
and
big
then
man's
one on
belly.
the guy's back, though, is even better.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
jeez. See, my mom's going to watch this. Can we, come on.
I mean, your mom...
Be
I'm
like,
sorry.
Mom, I
I'm
figured
sorry.
out your next
All right.
tattoo.
That's actually my mom's tattoo.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's on her
sick
back.
piece.
Your mom's
Yeah.
G, though, but I feel like this should be your next tattoo.
I've seen that, actually. That's a good one with the little baby arms.
Oh,
Baby
that
arms.
one's that's clever. All right,
Yeah, that
it's
is
weird, but you're like, okay, all
Yeah.
right, I'll give you that
Right,
guy.
right.
Do you have a tattoo that you feel would be on Snake Pit?
Oh my goodness. Maybe
Not on you that you've done.
that I've done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've definitely done a couple of weird ones. I actually just posted one recently. It's like the little hot stuffed devil popping out of a vagina, and but that's
that's fun.
inside the box, and like the guy
Reminds me of my ex-girlfriend.
nice. You're like, what's going on down in there?
She was sweet.
She was sweet.
She was
had
sweet.
a dark side.
But she had a demon, a little demon in her vagina.
Inside it, in her vagina, yeah.
Sometimes
They kept
that
me
makes
coming
for
back.
the best evenings,
Yeah.
you know? It really does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did that one because the guy requested thinking outside of the box. Anything that represented that. And I was like, well, how pervy are you willing to go? And he's like, I don't give a shit. So I was like, well, okay, a demon coming out of vagina. And he's thinking. So anyway, yeah, that was a fun one.
How
Yeah.
often is it that you're drawing like a pervy tattoo and then the next person that comes in it has like a cross? They want to do something for Jesus.
My goodness. I mean, lately I've booked up enough, and I'm very happy about this, that I don't take a lot of things like that anymore, but I'll still do them. I don't care. Anybody that comes in, I got some time, I'll do it. But at the shop, yeah, we still do lots of crosses. I mean, there's a lot of good Christian women standing around, like, look uncomfortable while I'm doing some weird stuff.
Yes.
But you know what? We're all nice at the shop. We make them feel good and happy about, even if there's like horrible rap on the radio,
Oh my
they
God.
still, they still feel good getting
you know
across.
what? This is what I love about Colossus's shop, or Chipp shop really, is you walk in, everything's completely open. There's open tables for people getting tattooed.
Okay.
But everywhere around the room, it's just filled with art that's been just hand-drawn art.
Yeah.
None of it's really bought, and if it is bought, they've already drawn all over it to make it their own creation. Or, a bunch of skateboards everywhere with different artwork on there. Not everything, but most things are for sale there.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's not...
I'm not as familiar
price
with
is right.
a tattoo part.
Have you ever gotten a tattoo before?
I'm be upfront with you. I have 0 tattoos.
Do you
Holy
really?
I have 0
shit.
tattoos, yeah.
You
Could
know
have
what?
been doing that tattoo!
I could have been tattooing you during this whole interview.
Yeah,
Give me your
exactly.
first one.
I have
Shit.
0 tattoos. There's a level of, I think, what's the thing I'm scared of? Commitment.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't like
Hey.
the permanence of it.
Hey,
Oh,
laser, bro.
Yeah,
it's so
right. You
easy.
can always
Has
cover
this
it
got
up.
a whole dark sleeve? You can laser that off. That's
Oh
like a
yeah,
weekend, right?
no, it's a joke now, but I hear that it's so funny, especially like young girls will come in. I'll hear them kind of like talking amongst themselves, and one like, I don't know, and the one girl's like, oh, you can always get it lasered, and you're like, is that really how you're going into tattooing? That's
so expensive,
terrible
right?
idea.
Oh
Yeah,
my god!
terrible
I
idea.
had a buddy that had a tattoo, and I remember we were early 20s, Christian upbringing, and his parents were so mad that he got this tattoo. It was a visible place, and they thought you can't get a career long term, right? So they were mad about that.
Yeah.
So the first 6-7 months I met him, he was getting it lasered off.
Oh.
This dude, fast forward now, I know him. Double sleeves and back tattoos. And stuff. I'm like, what did you do? Why did you laser that? I mean, you was like a year process lasering that off,
my
just to
God.
double down, double sleeved up, all that.
That's
So.
well, probably broke out of that Christian upbringing. Was like, "Fuck you, mom."
100%.
You know,
my
I
was a
hope.
cross,
I hope.
too.
Oh, damn it! I wish he would have got the same cross in the same spot. That would have been amazing.
He moved it
Just
to his back.
Yeah.
Crazy person.
Whole back piece.
Loaded. We should get him on the pod.
Yeah,
No,
he
we
sounds
shouldn't.
like a really cool guy to
Yeah.
talk to about his choices. choices in life.
But the interesting thing about so I haven't had a tattoo, but also I've never really been in the tattoo parlor other than very like quickly maybe doing some business stuff. What is the vibe? Is it like the barbershop vibe? Is it that at all? Or
well, before we get into him, I'm curious.
What's
the
that?
ones that you've gone into, what was your experience
Yeah.
like?
So I was literally going down there to hustle shows and stuff. So I talked to the owners downtown on Roosevelt Row and was just telling them we had a show coming up.
Okay, like Golden Rule.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember.
Well, they're
which
great.
ones. Yeah, it's right there on Roosevelt Road.
Yeah, Golden Rolls, right next to Carly's.
Yes.
Yes, it's Golden Roll.
Yeah.
Cool vibe. Everybody
All
was cool.
wonderful people.
I always feel like they're
They're cooler than you. It's true.
I mean,
100%. I actually no. I
Almost
just
for
think
sure.
that they're dope people. Typically, for the most part, they're approachable and you can ask a question and they'll be direct with you. Is what I don't know. That's I guess a very general comment about only the people that I've really dealt with, but a cool vibe in there, and they have that. I like that rock and roll vibe. It definitely feels like a rock and roll type vibe every time I roll in. But I don't know. It didn't really seem like the barbershop vibe where everybody's bullshitting and stuff like that. But I don't know. I've never seen it like bustling. I guess I've never seen one packed out.
I feel
okay.
like most times I go into Colossus, for me it's bustling. Maybe I just come in at just the right times. I don't know. There's always someone I know there that's not necessarily a tattoo artist. Like they're just there hanging out, or they're about to get tattooed, or there's just people there doing art. But Chip, you know more. I mean, you obviously work there, so I'm just going by my experience.
Yeah. What is the vibe?
well, I mean, I think we keep a pretty positive, like I'd say friendly compared to lots of shops.
Okay.
We're all good people who are gonna, say hello when you come in the door. We want to tattoo you, so we're gonna try to do our best to make you feel comfortable. But yeah, it's a big open environment, so I think that also helps people feel comfortable because they can see someone else getting it and they're not screaming, they're not in agony. I mean, sometimes people are, but very rarely. And so yeah, when people come in, we hear that a lot, which I'm very happy about because that's what I'm trying to cultivate. Is people are like, man, this is a really cool space, man. Just come in, you guys are all so cool. And that's what I want. And a lot of places don't. I mean, I shouldn't say a lot of places. I think it's getting more popular. People care about Yelp reviews and all that kind of
Customer
stuff.
service.
So that stuff is
You're
more
the
important.
Chick-fil-A of tattoo
Yeah, I would say we don't care. I don't give a shit if you give us a bad Yelp review. I'm like, fuck you. If you're finding us on Yelp and that's your only judgment on why you're going into a tattoo shop, we don't want you. That is not important to me. But no, we just want people to enjoy their time, and so they come back. They tell their friends good things, and we're very happy that that's how it is working. But yeah, because they also leave with a good tattoo. That's the key. But as far as the shop goes, I mean, we listen to all kinds of music. So, anytime anyone comes in, there might be a song they hate, but then the next time next song comes on, they're like, oh, this is my favorite song. Right. So we want to keep it open for anybody, including good old Christian moms who want to come in, or
playing
that
a lot of
crazy
Kirk Franklin in there.
A lot
of MC Hammer.
Oh yes, of course.
And so we pray.
Hammer, don't
There's
hurt
nothing
him.
wrong with that.
Yeah, I
Don't
mean,
do it to him, Hammer.
that's right.
Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, we're also a bunch of weirdos too. So like anyone who is a weirdo, I think also feels comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't feel
like
like
that.
feel
someone's
safe.
gonna
It's a
shame
safe
you.
space.
Yeah, you probably thrive there.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I'm the fucking queen there.
It's
As soon as I walk
true.
in.
We all love Mo. There's no doubt about it.
You have a lot of tattoos. Do you have?
I got to be honest. I've been very, very lucky and fortunate to have made some amazing friends that are tattoo artists. So a lot of them are from the people that I've worked with at Club Tattoo and like Colossus and everything.
That's cool. Have you ever?
He's tattooed me 3 times technically.
Really?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I
got some
have
fun
a
stuff on it.
centaur that is
Sexy centaur.
Yeah, the
I've
centaur
seen
that we gotta
Chronicles of
finish.
Narnia.
That we gotta finish.
A little bit.
But here's the thing: is everyone assumes that if it's a centaur, it's gonna be half man, half horse. Oh hell no! It's half woman, half horse. And of course,
Oh, I don't see
the
gender.
upper half.
I don't see gender.
Yes. It's MX now.
Yeah.
Right? There's
2019.
Yeah, right. She's binary. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
God. That
Got some
and
big
then.
old titties or no?
Yeah, she has some titties, but I can't take off my shirt all the way.
Nice.
I mean,
That's
I can, but then it's
right.
gonna turn into casting couch, and that's for after.
I thought
the
I was on the
podcast.
couch here.
Well,
We'll
here's the
talk about that in a
thing.
little bit.
After each question, you remove a piece of clothing.
Nice.
Forgot to tell you that part about blank canvas.
Man,
We
I wish I
start-
would have wore more
You end as a
instead of
blank
just my
canvas.
thong hair.
And then the last 2 he did, I asked for a spooning and forking.
Yes.
That's fun.
I know. I think I
And then
almost
there's a
forgot
little
about
there's
those
a-
little ones.
No, I
the
never,
cartoon
never
vibe,
forget
right?
Chip. never forget.
You animated them with a little bit of life.
There's a little bit of love in
yeah.
there.
I like that.
Yeah.
They're really doing it.
it was
hard.
foreseeing the future.
Like that,
Oh, look at that!
it's Ray and you.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is that's Andy and I. So.
You want to
Really
say
bringing
that?
it up.
And I
Wow.
love it.
She's out
Well,
here.
here's the thing: he got a tattoo. So let's go back for clarity. All right.
I
so
love this.
back when I met Chipp, I was with a guy named Andy.
Sure.
We had been together for a while. But he
still
got this
love
tattoo of a girl that kind of ended up looking like me, or maybe Chipp just made her face look like me.
It was, I think, a little unintentional.
Okay.
It was just like he wanted a
just-
cute, curvy little girl,
Okay.
with big hair, and you kind of just
At the
got that
time,
going
I had
on.
dark hair and still
Nice
very
bouffant.
curvy.
Yes.
Yeah, nice big bouffant, and it was just this cute girl in like lingerie, and I was
Yeah.
like, that looks like me. So we had this bet. I was like, look, if we ever break up, you gotta have Chipp write blowjob queen on there.
Yes, that's still.
So he hasn't come in the
gotta
shop, I
happen.
hope,
That's
and
right.
got it.
Cute.
He's too busy being so punk rock right now.
I guess,
That
yeah.
dude's
I
killing
know.
it.
Good for him. I'm proud that he's actually getting something that he wants done.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I think that's good. I'm always
But also, the thing that we really need him to want to get done is
We
putting blowjob.
Yes. Anyone
On
listening to
person.
this?
BJQ.
Yeah.
Get
BJQ.
Andy.
BJQ.
That's gonna be
in.
on my nuts.
That's dope. Blowjob queen. She's retired now, though.
I am
love it.
retired.
Retired.
I'm
Oh,
retired. I gotta think of a new one.
Yeah. Well,
A
you
raspberry
know.
queen. I just like blow on Ray. No, I'm just joking.
Is that how you guys want it?
That's how it works, apparently.
Is that what
didn't
I'm?
know that.
Oh my goodness! Is that a
I'm
secret
learning.
technique I didn't ever know about?
didn't know.
All right.
Yeah, I'm learning.
I mean, I get kind of weird with it, but I'm
I
gonna
just
say,
heard there's a
huh?
thing called a clit.
It's interesting.
you guys
A lot
know
of
that?
people are very unsure
hold up
where it's
now.
at.
Yeah, I guess it's important.
They're confusing it with the G spot, and still no one knows where to find either. So it's fine.
Yeah, I'm lost in between.
A lot of people are searching around the butthole area. It's
Yeah,
usually not where
I'm
it's at.
insane elsewhere down there.
I'm a big taint fan. I mean,
Big taint guy. You look like a big taint
I'm
guy.
gonna get it in there for
BTG.
sure.
You do like
punch
to-
that thing.
Yeah.
But Iz doesn't like it so much, but I do it anyway.
You gotta tongue punch whatever you can.
Speaking of
Yes,
taint, speaking
exactly.
of taint,
Yes.
tattoo wise, you've probably seen some genitals.
Oh yeah.
Are
uh-huh,
you, now, is that more? I guess is there more men or women that maybe prefer that? Is it kind of split?
Good question.
Well, I would say now, especially with like every lady thinking that they're an Instagram model,
Yep.
there's a lot more. I'm coming in to get anything kind of, sexy tattooed, a lot of under boob going on, nipple tattoos.
Booble ears.
Booble ears.
Yes.
Yep, exactly.
The under. Yeah,
Yep.
that should be
Yeah.
your first tattoo.
Oh
I've
my
already
goodness!
thought about it.
You know,
Booble
accentuate
ear.
those sweet man tits. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh
Yeah,
my
God.
really.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
I've
love
been
it.
eating a lot of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, right.
So have you now? You've seen some? You go down. You got some labia action down there that you're trying to paint around. Or ink around?
I will say a lot of people say stuff like that. Oh man, I bet you see a lot of titties. I bet you see some puss, right?
Yeah.
And
Still
I
not
will
the
be
same.
honest. Like I would prefer not to as much. It's a hard thing to tattoo. That's like the
Yeah.
only reason. I don't mind looking at some genitals.
Right.
Either way, I don't care. Guy pulls out a dick. If you,
dick's a dick.
yeah, you're gonna laugh at it if,
Yeah.
if nothing else.
Seen
So
them before.
anyway,
I do.
yeah, buddy just got some. I didn't do it, but I got some barbed wire around his dick with some like weird little demons flying around. He's
Really?
an awesome character.
So basically saying danger, stay away, keep out.
I think
That's
so.
exactly what I just got from that guy's dick. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I
all right,
mean-
if I were to see that, out.
We did have to joke about it. It's like, do you got to pretty much tell any new lady, like, right before they go down on you, like, hey.
Caution.
Yeah.
Look, it's going to get a little weird here.
Imagine
He's a
if it's
weirdo,
Dinky
so.
Wang too. He's got like a
I
4-inch
mean,
with some
I
barbed wire on it.
I mean, yeah, right. I mean, there's a lot of girth on it. But as far as genitals go, they're seriously annoying and difficult to tattoo.
Yeah.
It's like stretchy skin. It's like trying to figure out how to tattoo a pillowcase. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fair.
Like
Yeah.
you got. So anyway,
That's interesting.
it's-
Tattoo a pillowcase?
Yes,
I think
something
about
real
that
stretchy and
wizard
squishy
sleeve.
that moves a lot, and they are in
Yeah.
pain, so they're moving a lot. So anyway, it's not something I'm like about, but if somebody requests it, I'll do whatever. I don't really give a shit. Yeah, and it's kind of one of those things too. I think another thing at the shop is like no one cares. None of us are like one of those things like ooh, pair of tits or like it's just like who gives a shit. We all see skin all day long, so that's another element I think that people are pretty comfortable about is like no one in here makes it awkward. And if you really need your privacy, we have things for that. But still, most people that are getting anything like that tattooed, they know what they're getting into. They don't give a shit. They come in, pasties are a big thing. Put them things on for those little under boobs. Yeah. I like to consider it the new tramp stamp also.
Oh my God, thank you.
Is that the under is the new tramp stamp?
Kind of.
Yeah, because it's kind of like back in the day, the tramp stamp was, which I honestly,
sexy.
I want to say I prefer the back tattoo, the tramp stamp across the lower back, because that shit is easy to tattoo. It's it's like drawn on a big desk. You got places to put your arms and shit, but the under boobs weird. You got a boob sagging. You got to stretch it and get it out of the way. All that shit makes it way more difficult. Let's get the tramp stamp back on the lower back. Everybody, ladies, men, I don't care. It's just such an easy place to tattoo. I love it. But as far as that goes, under there, it's like just designs. It doesn't need to be anything important, and it's just I got that shit.
Not a lot of scripture underneath the boob.
Not lots. No.
That's what I would
Corinthians?
want.
Yes.
Right? That's what I would want. If I were to get something resembling a boobalier, it would have to be just script, like right underneath it, and it's going to say Mo Hugs. Because that's what I love doing is hugging people. And also, I'm cheesy as fuck. So.
I love the
That's
one
why
of my
we love you.
favorite women I ever hooked up with was she had her whole like front, and she just had her breasts were bare. But everything under and over top and it came down, stuff like that.
Did that look weird? Or did it look nice?
I was really drunk.
Okay, so you don't really
but
remember.
also, no. I remember being way into it though.
Okay.
It didn't look that weird. No, it looked good because she had a great body. That helps too.
Yeah, okay.
That correlates a lot. Like it was a tight body and good breasts. And
a tight body with your premature body.
With my premature, I have the body of a premature baby.
Yeah,
body definition.
It's nice.
So.
It's a good thing you're funny.
It's a preemie baby with a prime body.
Yes,
And,
nice.
she
Sexy
never
baby.
texted me again.
She saw.
It was a holiday party. She was in accounting.
Oh,
She left the company after a couple months, but
you might have lucked out on that one.
yeah. But either way, I remember that being that was an exciting night for me. That was fun. But it worked for her, and I think that your body style has to really work. It's definitely a confident move, though.
It's definitely true, and I'm about that. Like, I say, don't tattoo your breasts, ladies. I mean, if they're looking good and you get something really nice on them, great. But most of the time, you see some of that shit. It's like a poorly done name or something. You're like, man, you just took this great rack and then like ruined it. So I'm all about highlighting. There you go, nice chest piece, or something that goes underneath to kind of accentuate but not distract. That's what I'm about. But yeah, you want to cover your tits, cool.
I would say
you're getting paid either way.
Exactly.
I would say if there is going to be boob tattoos that I see, the ones obviously that are the big ones are like cancer survivors.
Oh,
Or
yes,
like
yes.
Because I've seen a lot of them come in and they'll get either an art piece to cover where
help with the scars
where
and-
the scars are at, or I think I may have seen one where they tried to tattoo something resembling a nipple, or maybe an areola.
Because there's some nippleless people out there.
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
it's an interesting. I guess there's different ways to utilize tattooing to help you feel more confident.
Yes, definitely. I'm all about that too. That's actually becoming a very popular thing. Unfortunately, it's sad to say that the breast cancer epidemic is on the rise. I won't even get into my whole thing on that, but the fact that if it's helping someone feel more beautiful and comfortable in their own body, I'm all about it. I don't care. But the nipple tattooing specifically is a big thing. I was just told, actually, I was out in San Francisco, and someone that was at the shop, they opened up their own shop specifically basically just to do
really?
nipple tattoos because it's such a big deal. I think his wife, like he started a shop and then his wife is like specifically just doing that, and she's making a great career out of it and doing a really good job.
Where your art is putting dicks on people, they can do nipples.
Yes, I mean
it's a niche.
Exactly. I'll put a nipple on you. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'd love to put a nipple not on your titty. I'll put that shit anywhere. That superfluous third nipple. Yeah.
And also
put it on
with
your
people
elbow.
transitioning, it's a lot of different people coming out and figuring out who they are in their later in life. You could be the dude that actually corners that market and starts tattooing dicks on people that didn't know
anything.
There's a lot of women making transitions, men so there's a market.
Right.
There's a market.
Colossus.
Yeah.
Colossus in Tempe, guys.
That's right.
It's a hidden gem.
I have
Thank you.
And I'm also curious too, just from the to back it up too, from just the core artist perspective too, from where you're at. I always love being in comedy, and I know Mo loves obviously being in radio. It's things that we loved doing in our youth that turned into things that you can now make money doing. And obviously that was something that you loved in your youth too, and now you've turned it into a business. Is that something that, like, was there an age where you were like, this is what I definitely want to do, I want to monetize this, or is it something that kind of came along naturally? Sometimes that's what happens too. What is that path like for you?
Yeah, I'd definitely say I didn't plan any of it. I mean, I've only wanted to do art and skateboard. I mean, that was it. That was it. Like growing up, that was all I cared about. And then I've never been a person too to like really, the whole care about money or one of those like career driven. I know what I want to do and make money at doing it. I was just happy that I stumbled into tattooing by doing a painting for a tattoo shop, and they just were like, hey man, you do good art, you want to learn to tattoo. And so it was like completely accidental, but I'm happy about it because I've always been that kind of, not necessarily fly by the seat of your pants, but I don't plan things. I kind of allow things to happen and kind of accept what's happening. And so I just graduated high school. I had nothing else to do, really. I was, kind of, again, stumbled upon this tattoo shop. My brother's good friend owned it. And so anyway, from there, it was just like one of those things like, well, I'm 18. I don't have anything else to do. I might as well give this a try. And that was literally it.
Do you remember your first, what your first piece was?
Well, my very first piece was on myself. I tattooed a little symbol. It's now covered up on my leg, but I want to say the first tattoo that I did on someone else was my buddy let me do some kanji, some Japanese writing on his forearm, right here, right above his hand, which was pretty ballsy of him to trust me to do it. But I think it said "Stop War, End War," something like that.
That's what you told him it said. He said I love Thai boys.
He brought it to me.
First of all, Thai boys are great people.
I
just want to clarify that.
Totally, good folks all around. But he let me do that, and he brought the kanji. So I have no idea even if that is what it says. To this day, I'm hoping that's what it says.
Nerves? Was it like because you're putting ink on a body? Like there had to be a little.
I'm sure the first 3 years of tattooing, it was like shaky hand, like, oh my God,
really?
Here it goes. And it would only stop as I like stretched the skin and just buried the needle in. And that was like the only thing that stopped my hand from shaking. But, because you realize every single line is important and, you're sweating balls. But then, about 3 years in, I started to see stuff coming back and healed. And then you're like, okay, I'm not terrible at this. And then from there, it pretty much kind of snowballed.
You build confidence.
Yes, exactly. But I was really lucky. Grew up in kind of like this hardcore straight edge music scene. I wasn't straight edge at all, but everyone that hung out the shop I started at pretty much was like straight edge and in a band, and they all wanted tattoos. So that was like my luck that everyone was young idiots who really didn't give a shit. They just wanted tattoos, and I was like, all right, let's see this goes. So I did so many X's on people, and now I'll like go back and see one of them dudes at the bar, and I'm like, you got 3 X's down your shin, don't you? And he's like fucking wasted, like, Chip, you gotta cover those. I'm like, no, I'm not. You got them things. I even remember like most of those kids getting tattoos, they're 18. They're not even old enough to drink yet, so they have no idea. But anyway, whatever, not bad mouthing straight edge. Love all you guys nice. Thanks for helping me get my start with
Shout
all
out to
them
my buddy
X's.
Chappelle, straight edge. All the time.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's cool. Anyone's got that personal, whatever they want to do. I'm about it. But yeah,
What's
they
your
helped me
drug?
get started.
Listening to Black Flag.
You know what?
Yeah.
All right, bro. Jesus. Henry Rollins speeches.
Right.
Okay, all right. An hour and a half.
God, that's so Chappelle.
Yeah, that's
Jesus
right. Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
Nice. You know what's so funny? I maybe shouldn't say because people are gonna start like being all pissed at me. But yeah, I think those straight dudes, they got off on fucking putting their balls on each other's mouths when they're sleeping and shit. There's a lot of weird
That CKY
homoerotic
stuff.
stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Man. I was very happy that because I was tattooing them all and they were like friends, like I never got the brunt of that bullshit. But
Sure.
man, so many of them going on tour because they were on bands. Like I said, somebody passed out in the van. They're like pictures of putting dicks on lips and all kinds of stuff. And you're like, what is going on in this van,
Yeah.
fellas? But yeah, no, they're all
I paint dicks. I don't put them in other people's mouths.
yeah, right. I mean, yeah, it was just one of those things. So I'm convinced there was something else going on in that van. They weren't
Right.
chugging
That's here for
beers,
another
chugging something else.
episode.
Yeah.
What's going on in the straight edge?
It's like being sober in a fraternity, but
They're
then still
all
doing
like-
stupid shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of like, I don't know. Good thing I don't have a.
It's a good thing they're on
Anyway,
Iowa.
yeah.
I'm assuming,
They're all
right?
on Iowa.
Yeah, that's true.
I
mean,
know a lot of Arizona straight edge people. For
a
sure.
ton of them.
They're not listening to this.
They're on the
podcast,
cusp.
though.
They're in that weird Tempe Mesa area too.
Is it south of the 60 or north of the 60?
That's where I think it's. Ooh, I don't know. I think it's north.
Oh, well, you're in for a treat. We don't trust those people.
There we go.
South of the 60, you're good in my book. Mainly because I live south of the
There
60.
you go.
Nice.
So that actually started in Iowa, but what brought you out to Arizona?
You know what? If I could just be real and honest, fuck winter. Like
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's gonna be my first tattoo.
nice. All
Tramp
right.
stamp.
Right under my eye.
Nice.
do
like Post Malone.
No.
There you go.
Post
Yes.
Malone.
Winter.
Yeah. Which it was one of those things that after being there for so many years and every winter, okay, so skateboarding, every summer you dial in like 5 new tricks.
Yeah.
Winter, you lose 3 of them, right? So I had this deep hatred of winter since I was super young, and I always had to shovel the driveway. I had to deliver newspapers since I was 12 every day, and if it doesn't matter if it's a horrible blizzard. So anyway, all those things just made me resent it. And then once I was old enough and more confident in my tattooing and knowing that hey, I could travel places and find a job, it was just something about Arizona. The desert seems really like magical and cool, and me and my lady were just sick of it one winter, and we're like, hey, let's just go see somewhere else, see what we think about the desert. As soon as we came out here, we're just like, all right, I don't want to leave. So
There's a lot of Midwest people here too.
Oh, so many
I'm
of them.
from Ohio, so.
Oh yeah, right on. I was born in Ohio,
There you
actually.
go. It's not our fault.
Yeah, I know. Couldn't help it.
And it was not out of our control. But yeah, the winter sucked for sure.
Oh yeah.
And just Iowa, I know that's really gnarly shit.
Those
winters are like, I know Ohio winters are pretty brutal, but they're like that cusp of like, you get snow, you get sleet, you get like hail. Mm-hmm. Just give me snow.
I don't know what any of these things are. What can you explain them to me?
it's,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
just
you're
weather
so
stuff.
lucky.
Is this when
Maybe
the
you're not.
water falls from the sky?
Have you seen
right?
Have you seen where the White Walkers live in Game of Thrones? I'll explain it to you in layman's terms.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Is it that? Do you live
That's-
there?
that's
oh
just
yeah,
straight
I know.
into
It's
Iowa.
that dragon that fell into the ice.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that type of weather.
Oh, okay. I don't want to go to there.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, stay away. You know what, though? I had somebody tell me, and I kind of want to say, yeah, that's true, that growing up with the harsh winters and stuff, something it's like tempering your metal. Like, you have to deal with it. I was out there, freezing, but you're just like, well, I guess this is what it is.
What
right?
doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's right. That's right. So then you get out of it and you're like, this is great. But if you've never known it and then have to deal with it, you're kind of fucked.
Oh,
you really are.
I got caught in a blizzard one year in Denver.
Oh, yeah.
I did
Wow,
not realize that it was going to be.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I had to do a radio show still. So I had to do it from my hotel room. So I'm calling in, doing all of these breaks and stuff. And at the same time, I'm also sharing a hotel room with my sister and my mom.
Or were you just like, shut up?
Oh,
I'm on
it was
air.
like The Shining. I was about to bust out an axe from the hallway, and I was about to break some shit down. Because you know
my
what?
God.
Blizzards make you go crazy. And at the same time, I couldn't go outside to smoke my weed because it's fucking snowing.
And Mama needs her weed.
Yes,
This bitch was cranky.
I believe it. My
Mama
word.
needs that medicine.
Yeah.
No, it was fucking horrible.
Yeah,
so
fuck winter. I think we're all
fuck
on
winners.
fuck winter. Yeah.
That's why Arizona for me is the best.
It's pretty
But here's
great.
the thing. I can't handle anything below 60 because then I'm just like, oh God.
You know,
and
yeah.
you see me bust out a parka. Like
Yeah.
everyone's looking at me like you're a fucking mess.
You bring a winter jacket to the movie theater.
Oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
do.
right. Yeah, because they keep it like at literally 60 degrees.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, with the spring break lately, so many people from the Midwest have been coming into the shop. You know, get their little fun cactus tattoos and all that shit. And yeah, you know,
Fun cactus.
Oh,
all right, they all gotta
Succulents.
have it. They've been out here one time and like, oh, I gotta leave with a piece of Arizona, which is great because I feel that. Like I'm totally, I love it here. But
I'd be like,
yeah.
take some turquoise. There's plenty of it.
Yeah, you know, go take a little cactus home
take some
for
leather.
real. You
Yeah.
know? But yeah, no, having all these people coming in the shop, you can tell these Midwesterners too because they're like tank tops, flip flops, you know, and anyone from here, it's like 60 degrees, and yeah, they got their hoodies on, they got their
Yeah.
big thick socks, you know, and so anyway, I have kind of become a weenie with it. I've never liked being cold, but now I kind of enjoy the cold because you don't get it very often. You're kind of like, you know what? Yeah, my hands are cold, but am I right? You know, where these other people, like I said, coming from Iowa, and they're just like, yes, 60 degrees, fucking hey, I'm gonna go swimming. You know what I mean? So anyway, yes, it does
down.
kind of make us weenies being out here and it being so beautiful all the time.
Now, being a tattoo artist, and you had mentioned it earlier, is, you know, you have the ability to move around and do stuff. What keeps you here practicing, or you're not practicing, but, you know, just constantly creating art in Arizona instead of traveling around? Like, there's a lot of artists that do that. They'll just basically tour themselves.
Yeah. Totally.
What's your pros and cons for that? Or why is that something you don't want to do?
Well, you know,
Or is
I
it
mean,
something you want to do?
Yeah, no, I got a lot of friends in different places, and every now and again I want to go visit. But honestly, I enjoy being home. I enjoy my little space at home to make art. I enjoy the tattoo shop I work at. It's like, it's like a clubhouse. It's like
It really
one of my
is.
favorite places to be and hang out. But yeah, no, and traveling is cool. But every time I do, I'm always happy to get home from it, pretty much. But also, I know friends that do that whole thing, you know, tour, do lots of conventions and stuff. I mean, it wears you out. A lot of them too have done it for a while, and that's cool because, you know, they're kind of getting their name out there, meeting people and all that stuff, and that's what it's about. It's all about who you know. But I gotta say that on my end, everyone you know, that I know and love is I guess I'd say very few people. I love so many people out there. I'm totally joking.
Isn't that getting older though? The circle gets so
yeah,
much
it does.
It is true, and I just I will say that being in my zone, I thoroughly enjoy. And anytime I know these friends that do go out and travel a lot too, it kind of wears you down, kind of beats you up, and going to conventions and stuff every single time I do, I'm just always happy when it's over with, honestly. Even if I had a great time, there's always like too much partying. And I shouldn't say too much partying, but you know, you're just usually not in your right mind all the time doing those tattoos. You're always a little uncomfortable. You got people laying down on like 3 chairs instead of a table.
Right.
You know,
right.
so it's always a little awkward. But if you just go to have fun, you know, that's cool. If you go there to tattoo and make money, I'm always like just scraping even. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I remember working at Club Tattoo and having to go to some of these conventions for the shop, and you know, Chipp would be tattooing and some of our other friends would be there too, and I just remember thinking before going in, like, wow, this is going to be awesome, like I can't wait to see all these different artists. Then I remember getting in there and thinking, this is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Many reasons. One, the girl that was talking was fucking annoying.
Oh,
Turn around.
MCs,
Turn
Jesus.
around. Funny story. She actually knows Rachel, and she is a fan of my show now. And I was like, weird circle of events.
And you know,
Nice.
I actually know her too, and she thinks that the host of 93.3 in the morning is fucking annoying.
Okay, well, clearly we're not
Full
talking
circle.
about the
Yes.
same
Full
thing.
circle.
I would like.
Whoa,
She's
that's
listening
my
right now.
sister.
Right. She's like, oh.
I was like, well, my thunder's gone.
Yeah.
My story was pointless. But no, the other thing is it feels like a petting zoo. You have so many different bodies out, and there's so many different open wounds, if you will. Okay. And there's just a lot of I feel like there's a lot of germs going around at
Yeah.
that point because it's, nothing's really like closed off and there's a ton of people and you have people walking around watching you. There's people that could be sick. And, that I think about these things and I'm like, this doesn't feel safe. But at the same time,
you're not in a safe space.
That's the only time you could get some of these artists that are massive, that are great, that live in like fucking England or something, that will come through here and you can get tattooed. So it's kind of it's catch-22. I feel like if you're local, I don't want to see you at a tattoo convention.
Yeah, that is kind of one of those things. Some conventions are done really, really well, where that kind of stuff
and
is
maybe I just haven't
kept
been
to
to the
a
right
minimum.
one.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. There's quite a few of them out there that are done really, really well, but there's so many now. I mean, there's one every weekend.
God, you're right.
I mean, I feel like the old dude being like, yeah, when I first started, there was like a handful, especially really good ones, every year, and then a couple here and there. I mean, this is like strange to think. 2001, 2002, whatever. And then now there's one any given weekend, multiple cities, and so now you get people looky loose. People are kind of doing it for the experience of going and seeing the oddities. And back in the day, it was like, I'm going to get tattooed because, like kind of what you said, there's this person from somewhere else that I'm never going to go see any other time.
Have the opportunity to ever get.
A lot of people get tattooed at conventions. Don't get me wrong. People stay busy, stay booked up, but a lot of the times too, it's somebody walking around with a teeny little tattoo, going to each booth, going, "Hey, how much for this?" And then to the next one, how much for this?
Yeah.
And then finding who's going to give them the cheapest one, and you're just like, man, that's it's like draining the heart or whatever it is of like the convention, the camaraderie that goes on. And so some people there too, they don't give a shit. They're just going to go there, or they want to go there to put their name out and have more people see them and become more famous and get busier, which it does happen for a lot of people. But I just always feel that there's not the same kind of enjoyment in most of these conventions. Kind of what you're saying too, about people just like touching you, coming over, stopping the artist because they want to ask them a million questions. Tattoos take forever. Your tattoo artist takes a bunch of smoke breaks, and you got to go like 15 minutes to even get out of the convention center to have a smoke. So then like a 45-minute hour tattoo takes like 3, and so stuff like that I've always just found very annoying. That's it. But other people, it's their bread and butter. They love that shit,
because it helps them get in front of people. Because with the way that I'm sure with like social media and stuff, the growth of certain tattoo artists has probably exploded too, right?
Oh yeah,
because you said that there was more conventions now than there used to be back in the day, and I guess what's behind that, I guess, is the popularity of tattoos gone up. It also that social media probably goes twofold, right? Like
Yeah. I think first off, most people have tattoos, which I think is amazing that you don't. I always say this. It's like you're like the true rebel right now,
You really are.
which is bizarre to realize
straight
that's
edge,
true.
actually.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna get the only time I was ever gonna get one was my homie died when I was 21, and I was gonna get a tattoo to commemorate him. And then I kept thinking about it, and I was like, I don't need a tattoo to remember him every day.
I tried to tell my
So,
sister that.
It was like that was and now I realized like that was the only thing that I wanted to get one for, and it's something that I would never look in the mirror, see it, and then be reminded. I look in the mirror every day and think of him, right? So it's like it was, and that was the reasoning behind why to get it. And so that was the only time I ever was close. But
that, and after seeing Tony, our last guest, dick
with the
tattoo,
dick
now
tattoo,
you want one.
with the 6'9". And
Yeah.
Again, that's fair.
Yeah.
So 2 tattoos I want.
Okay, that's
But
fine.
we'll see which one comes first.
You know what?
The one on the dick will definitely come first.
That,
That's a fun time.
yeah. Let's hope so. No, what were you going to ask?
We were just talking like with the popularity and stuff because it's the
Yeah, I'd say it's first off more people tattooing. Just like now you can just literally order a tat kit on eBay or Amazon, even Walmart now, which is just fucking scary.
to get into it.
No joke. Yeah,
Like if I wanted to get into it, I could get the equipment pretty quick.
and then you just start. And
That's
a
terrifying.
lot.
It's weird that you can get it at Walmart, right?
Yes and no.
Yeah,
Yes and no.
but also, I've always
next to
loved
Lisa
this. Everyone gets the tattoo they deserve. So if you're willing to go to that dude that got his sweet tat gun from Walmart,
Right.
good. Get that tattoo from him. Like
Right.
that's exactly what you should get. But as far as that goes, yes, more people are seeing how it's lucrative, wanting to jump on that cash cow. So they're like, oh, I could make a convention happen.
Yeah.
There's not one in my town, and so all these people can kind of have more access more easily, and then through social media you can like promote it more. You don't have to do as much throwing out money for like billboards and throwing out a lot of money. You can just be really savvy about the social media, and people will know about you, and that's free. So that is something why things are easier, more of them happening, but then it also, it's diluting the magic, if you ask me, so many people can get in on it. But also, if it's a reputable convention, they don't just let anyone in. It's not just like, anyone signs up and you got a booth. No, most places.
Invite only or something.
Yeah, a lot of them are, or the booths are spoken for, because if it's a good convention, people just re-up for the next year. Just get that booth right then and there. And so then that kind of weeds out the people who aren't very good, but then these other conventions that just are new or need people, they're going to allow anybody in. And but it's also great because you can walk around and literally see the difference between someone who's terrible and really good. They might be at booths right next to each other. So that's also kind of cool. It's educating for sure if you want that, if you're paying attention, that is,
That's interesting.
Speaking of educating, and I've noticed this too working at the shop, is when people come in and it is their first tattoo, they really don't know what to ask.
Yeah.
For the most part, they're like, I want a sleeve. How much is that?
Right.
And they're
I
like,
just realized how to talk to my barber like a year ago.
Really?
I'm
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
I went in and I said, stop doing this.
Right?
Did you show him a picture of Jennifer
every time.
Aniston?
I look like I made fun of for weeks after I leave this place. What the fuck?
You
got to be more direct.
Right?
Yeah, you really
just
do.
Bring in that picture of Bieber and be like, this.
Yeah,
that's
right.
all I want.
Right.
I should never have brought his name up. I feel bad. I even
I'm
said
actually
it.
big Bieber guy. Big tattoo guy. I also never give shit to Bieber.
Really?
Because I hate people that make fun of Justin Bieber, as if you would know the person you would be if you were that famous and that good looking at 14
with
with a song called Baby in your back pocket.
Yeah.
I know who I would, the man that I would become. I'd be a piece of shit.
person.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not that, and I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So Bieber,
God.
Team Bieber.
Yeah,
God.
I can
Because he's actually
respect
turned
that.
into a pretty respectable adult, I think.
Oh.
I don't know anything about him, but I'm going to say the only thing I do enjoy about
Good
him at all
tattoos.
was the roast of him.
Oh, yeah.
That was solid.
He's
That
a good
was
sport.
gold. Exactly. He even came back. I'm sure he didn't write those jokes, but he came back with some really funny shit.
Yeah.
But oh my God, that everyone that stood up there had some amazing shit to say. I will say. So anyway, that was like. And then I was like, well, all right,
Team Bieber.
All right, cool.
I think we're all Team Bieber now.
I mean, I guess.
what I'm saying.
I guess.
I mean,
I'm not.
What were you saying before this?
I can't even remember now.
I wanted to ask. Speaking of Bieber and the young kids, this doesn't directly attest to Bieber, but the what is it called? The mumble rap movement.
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
is that
SoundCloud.
something? Have you ever seen this amount of people asking for tattoos on their face?
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
It's crazy, right?
See, yeah, and I guess he'd say something stupid like the old school mentality where I just can't do that myself to someone else who doesn't have heavily tattooed, who isn't heavily tattooed. If you come in, you want your face or your hands done, your neck. I'm just like, no. I think personally, I think you got to earn that. I don't think you just come in and your first tattoo's on your neck or your hand or your face. But that's like, I don't even know the term for it now. But it's kind of like this idea that you only get tattooed in visible spots now. Get somebody cool, hip right now, and get them naked. And they're going to have any tattoos anywhere except the spots that you can see, like hands, neck, face.
They take their shirt off and it looks like they have a shirt on.
You like
the rest of them's tattooed.
And so that's one of those things that I just feel is so ridiculous right about now. It's just because this one guy I saw that has got sick face tattoos, and they're all bad. That's another thing that I get why you're inspired when you see this rapper with genuinely bad tattoos on their face. It's not like these things are super cool that you're like, fuck, man, that's just amazing to look at.
Right.
I want that. It's like I look like I got scribbled on my face.
Yeah.
And then especially the idea that these face tattoos, especially out here in Arizona, who's putting sunblock on their face every 20 minutes?
Right.
Them shits get blown out. They got the lettering over their eyebrows and stuff now, and that you can't read it after a year because it's all blurred together. So anyway, I'm just not the person to do that.
So have you done it though?
Oh yeah, I've definitely.
But you're selective with who you would do it. Yeah.
Totally.
And do you say no a lot?
I say
you're able to, which is nice.
Of course, yeah. I definitely will tell somebody just very honestly what I think about the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And if they listen to me and are like, okay, I still want it, I'm like, all right.
Okay.
You know, I'm not your dad. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I will just make sure that whatever you want, I do a good job of it. But there are the things like, again, face, hands, neck, where I'm just like, no. There's somebody else that will do it.
Yeah.
Go see them. I'm not going to be mad, you know. But realistically, I was tattooing 10 years, I think, before I got my hand tattooed or my knuckles tattooed. And
You got the neck tattoo.
Yep.
You know it pairs well with a good neck tattoo.
Hey,
Money for lawyer fees.
You know what? Yes. You know, that I will definitely say.
Have both.
Yeah. You know, that's key.
Don't have one without the other.
Thank you. This man is preaching over here.
No tattoos. I got wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, just that kind of like ethics, morals, whatever you want to call it. It's like, I just can't do that to somebody. I have my name attached to this young kid who doesn't know what they're getting into. But yeah, it's especially the hands, because you can't really hide them, and it really changes how you do things. Like, I knew these two crazy kind of like traveling graffiti dudes who just did like odds and ends and kind of scammed, you know? And they were all had beautiful tattoos, and one of the guys was telling me, he's like, you know what? The only thing I regret is getting my hands tattooed, because now I can't put a suit on and then go in and kind of like scam like I used to. I used to fit in and blend in. Now I got my hands tattooed, and it kind of screwed him, and he didn't think about it until it was already done. He got them both done at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah.
And if you get caught, that's an easy thing to distinguish.
Exactly. And so it's like, you can't go in and try to, you know, work some moves with some gloves on. You immediately look suspect, right? And so anyway, that always stuck with me. That was actually when I first started tattooing. So that always just kind of hung with me, like, you know, like, be wise about what you're putting on your body, because there you go. It's the same thing. I always joke about, like, the guys that with their pants sagging super low, they're like, you might have to run from the cops someday. Yeah. How's that going to work? You're not going to be jumping fences with your pants around your ankles. And so anyway, that's what I'm kind of pragmatic when it comes to that kind of a thing. Like, wear and do things that are going to help benefit you, not cause you harm or problems.
You. Meanwhile, he just brought up two criminal situations.
Right.
How can this benefit you in your
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I
But also, too, I mean, if they're sagging their pants and they're trying to run, they're not technically the smartest people.
Maybe they need
we're
to get
gonna
caught.
put that out there.
You are
Belts
right.
are expensive.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Steal a belt then. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
Be better at theft.
Get better at your job, really.
You know,
That's
but
funny.
I guess I came up with some shady folks. I can't deny it. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's what I'm saying. People out there, young kids who might want to get shady, don't get visible tattoos. People, cover them up.
Did art and doing tattoos, obviously, and being able to pay your bills through something you love, was that something that helped you stay on the straight and narrow? I'm sure you're surrounded by some people maybe that have made decisions that have detrimented their future and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming here, but I feel like maybe you've had some situations like that. Is that something that helped you as far as keeping on your passion, focusing on that?
Definitely. I'm very, it's kind of like cliche or cheesy or whatever, but it was saved, and it wasn't like going down some horrible path by any means, but yeah, just being an idiot who didn't really care about much, especially like skateboarding. It's kind of more of a punk rock idiotic kind of mentality, at least me and my friends, you know what I mean? And so I think getting into tattooing and realizing that there's something more amazing, especially if I want to be good at it, you have to like study. You have to, do it very, very diligently to become better. And also, if you want to make any money doing it, Right. So, I think that helped me realize, like I said, I started at 18, and a lot of friends who definitely went down not always the best paths, that kind of kept me out of it. I would get a lot of shit, too, from friends who like, why aren't you going out or whatever? I'm like, I got to draw like the sleeve, you know what I mean? So that kind of helped me in, again, getting like shit from friends and like, what's wrong with you? We never see you anymore. And it's like, well, this is kind of
sorry,
more
I'm doing
important.
what I love.
Yeah. It's like, I love you guys.
I'm also not sorry at all.
Yeah. And that's been I've been very fortunate with that I kind of went down that path, and it's kind of all encompassing. If you really care about tattooing, it pretty much will take over your whole life. And that's kind of, it's a beautiful and a horribly annoying thing at the same time, because you can't go anywhere where you don't think about tattoos, or like, shit, I gotta get home because I gotta draw this thing, or you're seeing a design on something else and you're like, I'm gonna steal that because that's a great swirl or whatever it is. You know?
Well, I do the same thing with comedy. I had 3 different things this last weekend. I was supposed to be at a bachelor party in Vegas and some other stuff. And at the end of the day, I had to do comedy every night. And and there are friends in your life that understand that, and then there are friends that will never understand that, and they're not really your friends anymore. And they're like, "What the fuck, bro? Why aren't you kicking it anymore? Whatever." Well, I'm trying to make
Better
something of myself,
right?
And if you don't understand that, then it's like, what are we talking about? Also, do you need a tattoo?
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like,
I can do that now.
I definitely hear you on that. That's it is, and it's something that makes you happy. And aren't we all just trying to be happy?
Yes, it's very fulfilling. So then that's where, I would enjoy going home to draw something.
You got to grow old and do something that you've loved since you were 3rd or 4th grade. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And I also always argue that we're all just bigger kids. We're just in an adult body, and you're able to really keep that passion that you had as a child. And it's a beautiful thing. I love stories like that, and it's fun.
Hey.
It's something that happened organically too. So good on you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Gosh, Inspirational Birds by Mike Turner.
It's beautiful. I love that shit. That's what I seek though too. Like, and you do too. I mean, we're all trying to do the same shit.
But I mean, that's the purpose of this podcast. It's like I'm always intrigued on how people stay motivated, stay creative, and what keeps them going, and where they do see themselves, in the future coming up here. Yeah. Because I mean, obviously, like I'd like to think that we're in our prime right now. Like, you're doing comedy, you're hosting. Seems like every weekend.
We're doing a lot.
And like Chip, we were talking before this
I'm on
podcast.
local television.
Okay, again with the damn local TV.
Okay. I gotta look this up.
All right,
it's Channel 7. Okay.
All right.
Channel 12.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just like to say something too. Just talking about this, I think it's really cool that you decided to start this, Mo, because I remember first meeting you and. You're the counter gal and just going like, yeah, I want to be on the radio one day. And in the back of my mind, I'm like,
okay.
What?
Yeah.
Random. Who fucking listens to the radio?
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
I've never heard anybody. Be on the radio.
I've never known anyone
Yeah.
do that. And then it was just like not that many years later that I'm like hearing Mo on the radio, and I was like, holy shit, she did it. That's
on one of the
so
biggest
crazy.
And on the morning radio.
Yeah,
now,
now like even when you just scooted in there doing that first little stuff, it was what, afternoon and or
so
evening.
I started off at like just doing weekends at the rock station, and then they put me on at night full time, and then middays, and then I short stint on middays, maybe 3 or 4 months, and then boom, they moved me.
And then
to
all of a sudden they were like, "Are you cool with waking up at 4 a.m.?"
And they're like, "Because no one else wants to do it.
Oh my god,
no one else wants to wake up that early."
And
honestly, when you see an opportunity, you got to take it. And I
exactly.
saw that there was a spot for me to slide on in, and I was like, why not?
Yeah.
And it's something I've always wanted to do. But it's funny because as soon as I got into it, I realized like, what the fuck did I just sign up for? Because I didn't realize
initially in over your head.
Right. Initially, you're in over your head. You really.
That's everything. I mean, remember when he was shaking on the tattoo
Exactly.
thing?
And you too. At what point did you
amazing
realize?
Right off the bat.
Okay, well,
I've actually digressed.
well, I've talked to your
right,
mom.
yeah,
I talked to
I talked to your mom. She was not proud for a very long time.
Yeah. It took a while to get. Yeah, comedy is crazy. I mean, you're not comfortable in your own skin on stage. I would argue even like I'm always like figuring it out.
Absolutely.
That's the beautiful thing about comedy is every single time on stage you can grow and get better.
Right, like
and
working
really
the crowd.
You can fail too, and you're really close to potentially failing every night, which is it's that challenge every time. So that's what I love. But yeah, it took a while. I mean, I was definitely very timid for at least the first 18 months, 2 years. And then I would look back on that now if I heard a set from 2 years in. Me saying now that I was cool after 2 years is a blatant lie. I'm sure I fucking suck. I've got the video on my YouTube somewhere. It's a hidden link.
Yes.
But I'll DM you guys.
Thank you.
Really
I wanna see
sad.
that
I am
shit.
really curious to see how this is going to go.
It's filled with heavy dick jokes, blatant racism. When it was cool.
I was like,
when it was
I was
cool.
like, so what, 2 years ago?
I fine-tuned it now. It's art now.
Yeah, right. I'm making points.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is. I love stuff like that. And you know what? I think the biggest thing too, to simplify what we've all done. You were talking about it, and then it happened. You started doing it, and you got an opportunity to start doing tattoos. What we all did was do.
Yes.
You just have to start.
People get in their head. They overthink things like, I don't how do you get there? They see, like, every comparison I have easily to comedy, but you would say, I'd see Seinfeld and be like, I got to be there. No, you got to start where Seinfeld started, which was at an open mic in some dingy bar in the weird part of town.
Yeah.
And you just got to do, though.
Totally.
You got to start doing.
You really do. That's the hard part.
People in their head.
There's still, I mean, and you probably get this too, like doing an art piece for someone, or you writing out a joke, or me like doing, like writing out a big break. There are moments where I like really want to put it off because I'm like, I just don't want to do this. But then as soon as I start doing it, I just start rolling and everything starts coming out.
I think it's falling in love with the process is something that I've been really aware of the last couple years. Is that something that you find just really loving the process of creating it?
Definitely. I mean, that's with painting especially. I've always felt that it's just this weird stumbling block of get the paints out. Get the paints out. Just make yourself get the paint out. And then as soon as I do, it's like, it's on.
Momentum, though.
Yeah.
Kinetic energy.
It's just that's it. And that's why I actually really love watercolors. It's a small kit. You don't pour them. You just open up this thing and you go. But, you know.
Watch Bob Ross.
He actually does oils, okay? But anyway, no. But I'm just joking. But having that idea of just once you do the first step, then you're running, right?
Yes.
But that it is just like going, okay, I gotta make myself have this time. I gotta get the paints out. Like it's some daunting task, right? Which is so dumb. But even though I do it every day, it still is like this almost like I don't want to. But then I'm always happy I do every time. You know, I'm like, oh my god, that's drawing big pieces or complicated pieces for tattoos. Maybe a little less fun because there's a lot more thought and there's a lot more, especially because you're trying to please someone, you know, and that's a little bit of a difference. I would kind of imagine too a little bit with how you got to tailor your comedy. It's like to the crowd, to the people, right? You're like, they're not feeling this, so you got to change it, you know.
You sometimes do have to alter. I always try to. My rule of thumb though is always like look within and be true to yourself first.
Nice.
And the deeper you're able to connect with your inner thoughts, you actually do in turn connect with others.
Nice.
But to your point, if they don't fuck with that joke, you're a dumb person if you think they're gonna fuck with this joke. Sometimes I have that inner dialogue. So maybe you skip that or something like that because you do have to be aware in the moment. You don't want to piss everybody off.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you do.
Yeah, sometimes.
Your threesome joke was wonderful this past weekend.
People loved it, right?
Yeah.
So it's funny. We're actually we went to the show to go see Nikki Glazer, and
you
Mike
said I was
hosting.
funny though, right? You just said it was funny.
I said,
did you hear that?
Just
We
make
all heard
sure.
that.
I thought it was
Witness.
funny
It was
because he
funny.
suggested it. I was like, that's cute. No. You know, Mike does this thing. Well, he'll like do some crowd work and everything. And normally when I'm usually by myself and I go to a show or I have like Rachel with me, he'll do some crowd work on us because nobody knows that we're friends or anything, and we'll respond.
Nice. Yes.
So, like-
the plant.
It's controlled.
And
Yeah,
so he does this thing where he like hits on a girl. But then like Ray and I are together and we're both girls. So I don't know what you said, but then everyone fucking loved it. And I'm like,
Nice.
this motherfucker. Always using us as work. Okay.
You guys can love each other now. Not in this state yet.
Yeah.
This is cool though.
Especially
And
in the
then
avenues.
I suggested a threesome.
Yeah, that was the funny
It was
part.
fun.
Nice.
It was fun.
It actually was really funny. But still, I do enjoy the crowd work aspect because it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I like doing that.
a lot of people, most comedians that I talk to, I feel like they don't really like doing that.
If you're good at it, you're good at it. And not everybody is comfortable with. You're
I
already
feel like it's easier to be
you're-
witty and go off, the cuff. Right?
well,
Because you see things and you're like, I can make a joke about.
the hardest thing though is being in the moment. So that's the part that you just have to be good at in that moment. You have to be able to process what's occurring, understanding, taking it in, and then being able to spit out the funniest thing that you can think of within that moment. So it is to some people a little bit too overwhelming, but man, when you can spit off a joke that just came out to your head that in that moment, not only does the crowd understand that it just happened, it's so fucking funny. It's like the best drug, and I've done a
Right.
bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows. He tests
right?
them
I
all
know.
the time.
I get it. I grew up in the Midwest. We party.
Yeah.
Is there ever
There's nothing else to do.
Is there ever an idea someone comes in with and you're like, all right, I could totally fuck with this? Like,
Oh,
is
yeah.
it usually Oh, go ahead.
Oh no! I mean, I was just if you had more to the question.
I don't.
Okay. All right.
I actually don't. I was actually so thankful you started talking.
Yeah.
Didn't know where I was going with that. Yeah. Oh man. Anytime anyone comes in with something really weird and or like goofy, pretty much anyone in the shop is like, "Oh, you got to talk to Chipp."
Really?
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
a good thing to be known for, in my opinion. I
Oh
guess.
yeah, definitely. I love
Weird
that
and
kind of
goofy.
stuff.
He has a very
Yeah.
unique mind when it comes to the weird and goofy shit because
dope.
he does keep it weird, which is one of the main reasons that I adore Chipp.
Oh.
But also, I mean, he's just a fucking dope artist and he's so creative. I think the thing that I love is that you're constantly trying to create art. You had mentioned just getting the watercolors out and painting. And I feel like not a lot of artists that I've met really like doing that. They'd rather just keep straight to the art or to the tattooing aspect and not creating something for them.
Totally. I think that's actually one of the most sad things about what's becoming in the tattoo community is that it seems like most people are trying to do like one thing, or they need to find the image and trace it, or find that it's been done before. Or I love when somebody just comes in with words. They just say, "Hey, I got this idea," or "This inspired the
outside of the
idea."
box.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna draw it based on something. I always try to do that too. You know, you meet the person, you talk to them, and you try to figure out what will look good on them. Do they need a tough tattoo? They do need a cutesy poo tattoo or whatever. But at the same time, trying to draw something that I'm gonna dig and want to tattoo, but also that I don't have to find the image first that's already been done and then just reproduce it. And that seems to be what's very common now. No one wants to create art for art's sake. It's more like, how quickly can I find the image to trace it to get this tattoo over with to make the money from it?
It's like transactional.
Yeah, and hey, I can't fault anybody for that, but it seems
Capitalistic
sad.
society.
Yeah, it's like it feels like there's less of a really creative thing happening. The undercurrent of tattooing doesn't seem to be creative anymore. It's more it's kind of like the fame, Instagram fame. What can I do? That whole kind of one-trick pony idea. What can I do over and over and over to get people to like make me famous and like me? I mean, I do things, like I said, that are goofy and weird, but I also like to do all kinds of things and goofy and weird things, not just like I'm only going to do this this certain kind of an image, and that's what everyone's going to come to me for, because then I think you're just going to become irrelevant pretty soon. You're going to that wave of thing is going to be over, and you're going to have to change. But if you can try to be open and do art on your own, I think it makes you more you got more tricks in your hat, you know what I mean? You're cultivating your own kind of style through your own ideas, and then that will just translate into your tattoos, where a lot of people don't want to kind of cultivate their own style through their own paintings or drawings. It's just it's only revolving around tattooing and not any other form of art in their life. And again, it's some people, and they're really great tattooers, and that doesn't matter. I just think it's a little sad, a little bit of a bummer that's I don't know more people that are just all about art. And then again, that translating into their tattoos, if that makes any sense.
No, 100%. You embrace the blank canvas.
Yeah, yes, you do. And I think it's a great advice for people that do want to come up or actually want to get into the field of tattooing or any artwork in general, is just to create and
make sure you're passionate about the creative process. I would think.
And to stay authentically yourself.
Yeah.
Because a lot, like you had mentioned, going and tracing, like it's not being true to your art. You're just doing it for the cash flow. Yeah. I mean, it's all face value, and that's not going to last you at all. No. So, I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I appreciate Chipp. I mean, he's just authentic. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hey, thanks.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, but I mean, still, there's like that person. How many different ways can you draw a cross? If somebody comes in and wants that cross, I'm going to trace that shit. You know what? I'm not going to be like, let me give you the most unique, personal cross I can think of. I'm going to be like, what's the one you want? Just show me. Just Google that image, because I know there's one specific one. Right. And because I even learned that lesson myself. People would come in and be like, I want something like this, but not really like this. And then I draw a bunch of different things, and then it really comes back around, no, I just really want this. Yeah. And just tell me that. Just tell me right away. I'll just trace that shit we already done tattooing.
But I also want parallel lines. So
just
trying to find that happy medium, if you could. Thank you.
It's
$300.
I always love that, though. There's just, this happens often though is somebody be looking through your portfolio like, oh yeah, I really love your colors. Oh yeah, this looks really great. How good are you at crosses? I don't see any crosses in your portfolio. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to put a cross in my portfolio.
Right?
My portfolio is a bunch of weird shit because that's what I want to do. But you can also see my lines are clean. I can give you a good cross, but if they don't see it, they don't think you can do it. You know, and that cracks me up.
Believing, right?
Yeah. So I just did so many crosses starting.
He seems a little worked up right now.
Yeah, right.
He's probably counting the crosses.
So
you know, for every time you do a cross, you should just get just a tattoo, like a with tally line, tally mark on your back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
Oh, I wouldn't have any room for any more tattoos.
No,
if that
you
was
really
the case.
Quick question though: if you had to tattoo one of these three for the rest of your life, would it be a gecko tattoo, a tribal tattoo, or the tattoo that girls were getting a while back, where it was the feather that turned into the birds?
Oh my God!
I'm sorry, or the infinity.
With the
lettering.
I hate all those. Which one's the gecko?
The gecko. Back in the day, remember when everyone was getting a gecko?
Like an actual
the classic
animal.
gecko. Yeah, yep. And I mean, you see that a lot out
90s,
here.
very 90s.
You know,
or a lizard.
Which one would you have to roll with?
Okay, so now I gotta give a little bit of respect to the tribal.
Yes.
Positive, negative. It is. If it's done well, it is a awesome, powerful design. If it's done horribly and just cluttered, and the positive and negative doesn't balance, it just looks like a turd. So I would say, and I really enjoy because I had to when I first started. I was doing armbands, and so I started also in the era of like From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh,
everybody wanted the Clooney sleeve up their hand up to their neck. They thought they could do it in one session. No, you idiots! I would start in like 2 hours in and be like, oh, God, yeah, maybe I'll come back more. You know, because it's like that's a lot of work anyway. But I enjoyed that. I was actually kind of one of the things that I knew I was doing good tattoos. Like I had a mentor, Chris May. He's awesome. Proton Studio in DeKalb, Illinois. Actually, I think they moved. Yeah, DeKalb, Illinois. Anyway, so anyway, he basically made me do all of those tribals because it's like once that came back, healed solidly, clean lines, sharp points. That's when you know you can put in a good solid tattoo. So to this day, I still have definite respect for someone that puts in a really nice, clean, solid black tattoo. You know, and so and tribal can be fun to draw. It's just like it became so popular, like played out and like broed out. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, the wrong people were getting it.
Yes,
and still are getting it. I'm sure
it's true, and it's kind of one of those things because, and I hate to say it, it's like it doesn't have to have any meaning. I just want to get all tatted up, and it's just a design. And there's nothing wrong with that. I got all kinds of tattoos, and I don't give a shit about the meaning.
Right.
But it was how I could get heavily tattooed without having to think about it. And I think that's why it happened so quickly. Everyone was getting them. And again, it just kind of played it out, even though some people that do it, there's a dude, Leo Zualeta, tattooing up in Michigan. Man, he's like the godfather, the pioneer. You see his stuff, and you're just like, holy shit. It's just great design, good draftsmanship. You know, it looks great on the body. It flows nicely. So when you do that well, fuck yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But I do love a good gecko.
What I'm trying to say.
I would have fun, and they're a lot faster. So I might have to go with the gecko. Yeah, that's my
favorite. Speaking of the crosses too, my favorite cross tattoo I ever had known somebody get. This girl in high school, had to be senior year because she was 18 to get it. She got a cross next to her vagina.
Oh, love it.
It's God's vagina.
I was like, oh my God.
There you go.
I was
saving this for the Lord.
Yeah,
it's like, Jesus only. He's the dishwasher over at Mackay.
Exactly.
What's Tommy think when he goes down there now?
Right?
He does one of these first before he enters the pulpit.
Well, I mean, it's an exorcism, so.
Oh my God.
I just want to talk about that too because that shit cracks me up. I was saying earlier with the whole tribal and it fitting the body part.
Yeah.
God, that's so important. There is nothing straight and angular about the body, but especially where your vagina, leg, body creases.
Yeah.
It's the worst way. Even if you do the most perfectly straight, you know, cross you could imagine, it's going to look shitty on the body because it always looks twisted and curved or whatever. And the fact that most people getting tattooed there don't want to sit very well because that shit hurts. And so then you just get this wonky line, and then you got to like fatten the whole thing up so it all looks clean. And you're just like, lady, why did you
are we
need to
doing
get this cross right
You're
here?
down there. You're like, look, you have a beautiful vagina. Why are you doing that?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many things, and those are the kinds of things I try to tell the person. Like, hey, you want that cross right here? Think about these things. This
Yeah.
is just something to consider because most people don't, and most people, especially tattoo artists, I should say, they don't really care about trying to educate or help the person get a better idea. They're just like, crank it out. Well, who's next in line? What do you want? Put it on you.
Nobody's consulting before. They're just like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, and that's a little bit sad because, again, I'm not telling you not to get it. I'm kind of trying to give you ideas maybe to make it better or just different placement. Put it somewhere else on your body. But if you listen to what I have to say and you're still into it, all right.
Yeah.
I can't just be like, nope, you don't get that because I think it's a bad idea.
Right.
It's still your body, but it's definitely
Yes, I'll put a palm
placement.
tree next to your vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
I was
At
gonna
least
ask for
that's
it.
a
It
little
needed a little
vacay.
sunny
evergreen?
disposition. It's actually kind
The
of
evergreen.
dark
That's a
energy
popular
down
one.
there.
I was going to ask for evergreen, but that's fine too.
Yeah.
Evergreen? Oh, there you go.
Keeping it fresh.
Yeah, we really are. Pine.
Yes.
Well, on that note, vagina talk and tattoos next to vaginas. Chip, I appreciate you coming in, man. Thanks for making time. Thanks for being my buddy still to this day.
Hell yeah, Mo. It's a pleasure. I was honored. I got like, oh my God, Mo wants to interview me. What could I say? Oh,
Be yourself. Look within.
Yeah.
hey, thank you. And also, you said it earlier, opportunity shows up. You got to be like, I'm going to take it. Because otherwise, what else is life,
Exactly.
It's
and you
only
never know where it's
opportunities.
going to take you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look where all of us right now. No idea that we're going to be here sitting
I'm
down.
on local TV.
All right.
And
I'm
on that
going to look
note,
this up.
at not Mike
Prove it.
Turner if you
At
want to
not
follow
Mike Turner.
at Moro Radio. And then for Chip, where could they follow you?
I love it. I love your handle. What's your
The
handle?
thing, I'm Old Man Mudbutt.
Just as it sounds.
Yes, exactly. All one word.
2 T's.
Spelled, yes, correctly. But that's like the only social media I do. I mean, I suppose I have a Facebook. Like I made it, I don't know how many years ago.
Nobody's
Shit
looking at
doesn't
Come
even
on, don't
matter.
make this sad.
I know, right? Yeah.
I had a
have a
MySpace back in the
Facebook.
day. but
Right.
everything's
It's
gone
like,
now.
it's shit. But anyway, yes, or Colossus Tattoo, also on Instagram. Got everybody at the shop
Tempe.
in Tempe. Yeah.
Across